not. Absolutely not. Because the problem is, you're not wearing your stinking hat. Get back inside.
AG Single back with YT Video Man. Today, as y'all can see by the title, I'm back with the BMT series. We on week 3. Now, if you made it this far into week 3, bro, you will smooth sailing from here, bro. In my personal opinion, I'm gonna tell y'all why, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all why in this video. But before we get into that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And before we get into that, your boy has finally started class. I've been here for a month. All right, and I haven't been in class. I've been a detail airman. If you don't know what a detail airman is, you gotta know once you get out of BMT. You know what I'm saying? It's that little grace period where you're not in class or doing anything. But we're gonna get right to this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into week 3 of Air Force BMT. All right, so I'm gonna just give y'all a little rundown. So week 1 and week 6 are gonna be the 2 weeks that you see the most people drop out. Well, not week 1. Week 0 is where you're gonna see a lot of people dropping out. People arrive, you know, the first night, people get that initial shock, and then you see them like leave as that week goes on. I had somebody in my flight, in my dorm, drop out the first night, and that happens. You're gonna see those people that leave early, but if you make it to week 3, it is smooth sailing from here. If you already made it through the first week, second week, it's kind of like that transition of like, okay, I'm still getting the grasp of it, but now you're into week 3, and at this time you should kind of already get the gist of what's going on. You should be getting better at your facing movements, just like the day in general, what your day is going to be like. Of course, you're going to have those classes. The hardest thing about BMT is those classes. You're going to be tired, and especially if you have EC shift, there's shifts from like 2 to 4, and then you got to wake up at 5. So, you know, you got a little bit of hour of sleep after your EC shift, but then you have to wake up, and then you have to go do PT. So you're going to be tired. The days are going to be long. You have long classes, but it's just, you know, you'll get used to it after a while. But I'm not going to lie, I got some of the best sleep of my life in BMT. Now, it's going to sound crazy, but I slept like a baby in BMT because at the end of the day, you're going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted from everything. And I'm not going to lie, you're going to have some good sleep. Now, some big things that happen in week 3. Now, look, if y'all don't know what this is right here. Yes, you get your I don't know if y'all can see that. But anyways, you're going to get your dog tags. You're going to get your cat card. You're going to get your, finally, you're going to get your name tag, the Air Force patch, bro. And at this point, you'll notice other people around different squadrons, or like say you go to Reed, which is like medical, you'll see people that don't have name tags or don't have the patches and stuff like that. So you'll kind of know what week they're in. So once you walk around, you see people that got the OCPs but they don't have the patches, you can kind of tell what week they're in, or you know what stage of BMT they are, just because, you know, some people have name tags, some people don't have name tags. So you'll know, you know, you can ask around and be like, hey, what week are you in? You know, get some tips from other people around that you see on base at Lackland. But I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like. So you see my last name right here, and this other patch right here, and y'all can see this is the real patch right here. But you get your Air Force patch too, and I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be one of the best, you know, feelings while you're at BMT, is finally getting your name. My bad. 1 second. Finally getting your name tag on. It just feels like, you know, you're one step closer to graduation. You're one step closer to finishing BMT. And week 3, like I said earlier, it's kind of that grace period where you're like, okay, I kind of get what's going on. You find your routine. You get in your you get into a nice routine daily, and you already know what's going on at that point. So the biggest thing in week 3 is RLA check. At least for me, that's gonna be one of the main things you need to pass for you to graduate BMT. Now, RLA checks, the first one is gonna be an appraisal, which is gonna be the hardest one. And for y'all that don't know what RLA is, it's I believe it stands for Recruit Living Area. It's an appraisal, so you're gonna get all your blues inspected, your OCPs are inspected, you know, the way your bed is made, the dust on your shoes, the way your shoelaces are tied, everything is gonna be checked by your dorm MTI. So they're gonna come around with a big paper sheet. They're gonna go over it the week before too, what to look for. You should have a board in the day room that has all the criteria on there, what you need to have done, and the merits that are gonna be on there. Now, if you don't know how it works, I'm gonna kind of briefly explain how it works. So say your shoes, they have to be placed a certain way, they have to be tied a certain way. And if you mess up on one thing of that like section, so say your shoes, one of your pairs of shoes are not tied right, your shoe section, that's a demerit. That counts as 1. So like I said, you missed that one little speck of dust on your shoe and they count it, that's gonna count as 1 demerit. Now, if you get 1 demerit on one section or you get 5 demerits on one section, no matter what, you fail that section. Now, it is nerve-wracking going up to it, but listen, the appraisal, you are gonna miss a bunch. I missed like 20 something. You're gonna see people that maybe miss like 10 or 11, but trust me, the first appraisal is gonna be the hardest one. Your MTRs are gonna be real nitpicky on certain things, strings, dust, lint, stuff like that. And on your blues, go get a pair of blues dry clean right when you get them. They're gonna have chalk on them, so make sure you go down to the dry cleaners, and you gotta spend some money to get, you know, a pair or 2 dry clean to put in your wall locker. Now, this is very stressful. Is one thing that I was always stressed about, was making sure my bed was always nice, my hanger spacing was nice. But just go around. My biggest tip is ask people that know how to make the U's on your socks, the little smiley faces on your socks, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Also, I'm gonna leave a link down below of the Air Force's week by week Air Force BMT series. That's what I watched before I went in, so I highly encourage y'all, go watch that and then come back to this video and you can kind of tell what I'm talking about. So yeah, make sure you have that nice and neat. You're gonna be stressing about it, but just make sure you ask around, ask for help. And if you fail a bunch of things on your first appraisal, don't stress out about it. Make sure you're taking notes. Big tip, make sure you're taking notes while your MTI is going around and checking your RLA, and make those notes. And then so next time when the official check goes, you have everything squared away. You know all the little things you missed, and you just correct those minor things, and it's smooth sailing over there, and you'll pass. Now, going back to getting your name tags, your CAT card is gonna be issued to you, so you don't have to walk around with your social security, an ID, on all that stuff in your little neck thing they gave you. So you'll have your CAT card, and that's when you officially know, man, you are in the military. You are a part of the government now. My brother or sister, you are a part of the government now. But like I said, it's real motivational when you get that name tag. You have your name tag on, you represent your family, so it's really a good time. And like I said, it's smooth sailing from there. Everything seems to speed up after that point. Another thing going into this week, you will get your phone call. Now, you already got your first phone call. This is a week 3 phone call. And I'm not gonna lie, phone calls are gonna be the most emotional part of BMT, calling your folks back home and just letting them know what's going on. And it's a good motivator to know that, hey, you're in week 3. That means you got one more phone call left, and then after that phone call, you are out of there. So just be in high spirits, be in high hopes, because it does get stressful. And that's one thing I want to say is make sure you get a journal or something just to write down your thoughts, what you've been going through. And that's what I got right here, man. So that is a major key. Make sure you get a journal. I still have the tag on mine. I wrote on the cover of it, and this is just like everything I got in there. Oh, those are blank, but you know, I just wrote down my daily thoughts. I don't know if y'all can see that. But yeah, so just write down your daily thoughts, things you've been going through, certain things that have been happening, funny things, things you just, you know, don't want to talk about with other people. Just write them down, write down your thoughts. You don't want to have them all bundled up. It affects you mentally going through BMT and just kind of holding in all your thoughts. So make sure you get a journal. You should be getting one. You should get one, I think, week 1 or week 2. Whenever your flight goes to the BX, I highly suggest getting a journal or bringing one of your own. And the next step, you'll have your flight evaluation. Now, what flight evaluations are, it could be a group of you, it could just be you and a wingman, but that's when MTIs are gonna start testing you about certain knowledge. It happens week 2, week 1 a little bit, but as time goes on, they expect you to know the ranks, your chain of command, and all those sorts of things. So make sure you're studying that, just so if they do pull you aside, you're not, you know, mind boggled and don't know what to do. So the wingman policy, all those types of things, make sure you study those before you go to bed at night, just so you know what's going on. And if you are testing, you are pulled aside, or you're a part of that group, you know how to help out your wingman and also help yourself by knowing that knowledge. Is very important that you know that, because then you might have a chance to get a 341 for excellence. Now look, if you don't know what a 341 for excellence is, a 341 usually has a bad narrative. It's usually when you do something bad or you mess up, they'll pull your 341.
Absolutely not. But absolutely not. Because the problem is, you're not where you're thinking at. Get back inside.
Like, give me your 341. But nah, you can get one for excellence too. People say you couldn't do it. It's unheard of at BMT. But you know who got one? Your boy. I remember when I got my 341 for excellence. We were in the dining hall. We were in the dining hall, and the section chief for, you know, I guess my section came up and was asking people the chain of command questions, and your boy knew who we were talking about, you know. And she asked me, you know, who was this person, and I knew what it was. And so 341s are not only for bad things, but they're also for good things. So make sure you're studying your chain of command and just different things that are gonna help you towards, you know, when you get to end of block test. Now going on to Saturday. Saturdays are kind of like the chill day before you go into Sunday. Sunday is really like an off day. I don't really count Sundays. I had a love and hate relationship with Sundays because they would go by so slow, but also you had nothing to do that day. You can work on your RLAs. Like I said, you'll have that RLA assessment during week 3. So that Sunday, just go through your notes, make those small changes, make sure you're fixing everything you had wrong during your appraisal, and also go to a religious service. It is good to get out. It is good to get outside of your dorm, go to a religious service, see other trainees around the squadron, and during that time you could see and talk to other people that are in other weeks ahead, or maybe give advice to other trainees that just got there. You can help them out as well. Another tip I can give you, if you don't want to do afternoon details, this is a hard one to get, but if you can, if you have JROTC experience, or you know your MTI asks who wants to be a guide on, or A flight guide, stuff like that, volunteer. Because I was an A flight guide. I wasn't at first, but then I was like, you know what? I had nothing else better to do. I just wanted to get outside and do something different. So your boy was an A flight guide, and usually practices were in the afternoon. So when everybody else was doing details, I was out at practice. A flight guides are like kind of the backup of the guide on, and you'll go out to the practice. You'll see the whole ceremony, what the guide on is doing, and then your job is not too hard. You're just gonna be leading the group, and you'll be doing that. So it's not too crazy. You don't have to be a guide on. The guide on is more stressful. So if you are chosen to be a guide on, just make sure you're practicing, you take it serious, because you're gonna be in the front lines at graduation. So like I said, nothing too crazy goes on in week 3. Like I said, the biggest thing is getting your name tags. Also that first RLA assessment. And week 3 is gonna be the calm before the storm. So week 4, week 5, those are gonna be more of the stressful weeks, because then you're approaching your final PT test and different other tests that you're gonna have to complete before you go and graduate. So that's when things start to get a little bit stressful. Like I said, make sure you're writing the journal, you're talking, you're making friends, and you're gonna have some of the best friendships you have even after you get out of BMT. I still talk to a lot of people that I went to BMT with. Just making sure you have those connections and talk about life outside of BMT. It's great to just talk to other people, their experiences, get to know other people, their background, their jobs. And so you'll have those friends outside of BMT. Once you go operational, or once you get to tech school, you'll have those people that go with you and those that go different other places, but you'll still be in contact because you made those connections. And that's gonna be it for week 3. I wanted to make this video short and sweet. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the Air Force's BMT videos, their little documentary down below, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm also show some clips here in the video of different things that you're gonna be going through. So make sure you go watch that video and then come back so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, so you kind of get, you know, familiarized before you ship up to BMT of what I'm talking about, and you kind of pick up on the certain things that I'm trying to explain to you in this video. Make sure I like this video, comment down below, subscribe. If y'all have any more personal questions that want to ask me, I'm gonna leave my Instagram down right here. Make sure y'all hit me up on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and I'm also starting doing skits. I want to expand my channel, just do some more different content with y'all, and just show different varieties of what it's like living the life of an airman, things of that nature. So make sure y'all subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and I appreciate all the support y'all been showing the channel. We're growing rapidly, so like I said, we're on that road to 10K, man. So I appreciate anybody that's been showing support on my channel, like always, man. And I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Peace out.